let's play something here quickly. Not too bad, I like it. What's up everyone, Business here, and welcome to our sound design session. Today we will be designing a really cinematic and nice and long and juicy and sparkly pad, like a synth pad that you can use to all of your music or scores or whatever you like basically. And to design that we will be using Ableton's Wavetable Synth, which comes free with Ableton Live Suite version. But of course, you can use probably any other wavetable synthesizer. The principle is going to be probably the same if you know what you're doing with your other synthesizer. So let's quickly grab an instance of Wavetable onto a clean track. Obviously, we want to do a sound design, so let's make it bigger. Let's click here. Let's zoom it all the way up and let's hide the browser. Boom, there we go. So now we see everything lovely and nice and clear. And let's first design our oscillator number 1. So I found a really nice wavetable which is in vintage and it's called Mini Wave. Let's listen to this. Okay, so we want to move that wavetable as I did with my hand. So let's set it up to 50% here. We can also, of course, set it here. And then let's design a little LFO. So we want to have a slow LFO, but not very slow. That should probably be okay. And let's click here and let's assign the oscillator 1 position to LFO number 1 on like 50%, which is going to be scanning the wavetable all the way from up to down. And let's switch off root trigger also. Let's listen now. Beautiful, that's what we want to achieve. We can maybe change the shape a little bit so it's like spike here on the top and the bottom, so it goes more evenly through the wavetable and just doesn't spend that much time on the top and on the bottom. Now let's design an envelope, of course, because if we want to have a pad sound, we want it to start a little bit slower. So let's add like 3 seconds, let's say. Around 3 seconds. And little side note, whatever I do here and the values I use are basically just for your orientation of what I'm doing. I'm rather actually giving you an idea how to make it, not an exact recipe how to make the same perfect sound. But of course, feel free to copy the settings that you see here to achieve the exact, perfectly the same sound that I do here. So first we have a little longer attack. We're gonna put the release a little bit longer as well. Let's say around 4-ish seconds, maybe 5. And this slope is kind of important because if we release the button, it's gonna be disappearing quite fast, but then it's gonna keep on lingering for a little bit longer. And now the sustain -6 decibels is absolutely fine, but let's longer a decay a little bit. You see I'm using these notes here instead of the values. You can of course do the same here if you feel more comfortable with. So let's go down like, let's say less than 2 seconds. Now let's hear it now. Okay, great. So let's design the quick filter. So I found the OSR works pretty well with it. And let's go to the middle with the frequency. We can add a little bit of a drive to the filter. And we want to be scanning that frequency up and down as well. So we can use the second LFO to do that. And we're going to go really, really low on that, like 0.03 hertz will be fine. And then let's click again on the frequency, which we have it now here. We can use LFO number 2 to scan this frequency. Let's listen to it now. Also, turn off the retrigger. Maybe I break it down a little bit with the resonance, like 30% will be enough. And then we can create a little envelope, so which is going to be operating our frequencies as well, and maybe resonance as well. So let's do something like that. So it's kind of spikes up, goes down quickly, and keeps it quite low until we release and then dies off really quickly. And then we're going to apply that to the frequency as well, but in the minus. So it's going to dip it down first. Oh, that's too hard. Maybe bring it up like that now. Okay, so that's how it sounds like. Maybe that's a little bit too hard. Let's make these values a little bit low. Okay, well, let's leave it as it is for now, and then we're going to design an oscillator number 2. So for the oscillator number 2, we're going to keep the basic shapes. We're going to go around sawtooth wave, but let's also add a little bit LFO, but like say the other way around, so it kind of moves that waveform a little bit. So it's different each time we press it. And then let's design a second filter, which is going to be as it is here, so high pass. But let's split the filters. So each oscillator will have its own filter. We press it here. So the oscillator number 1 will have filter number 1, which we have already designed. And we can switch it off now, so we can only hear the oscillator number 2. Now, we also want to go down an octave. So let's go minus 12 semitones and detune that a little bit, so they're not playing exactly in harmony. And you can also play with the filter. That's our sweet spot here that we want to be using, and we want to oscillate through that as well. So let's add this LFO number 1, which is absolutely fine for this purpose. Let's see how it sounds like. Maybe that's a little bit too hard. Let's go like a tiny values on it, because we of course can modify that to have a smaller values, but this is going to affect our wavetable here as well. So we want to keep that at 100% at the moment, and we might use these values here to kind of lower that down. And let's play with the envelope number 3 and add that somewhere else as well. Let's add it here. Let's say also a little bit on plus. Okay, perfect. That's how it sounds like. Let's listen to both of them together. Okay, so basically in terms of this probably will be fine with it. We can try with the unison as well. We can add like a shimmer unison, which is always nice for pads. And maybe 3 voices will be fine. And then lower the amount, or just experiment with it. That makes it so much better and so much different at the same time. But I'm also thinking, let's try to experiment and add a sub-oscillator to it. After that makes the sound like so much fuller. So we're using 3 oscillators at the moment, and we haven't done any effects, and it already sounds really good. So now let's try to add some effects. First things what we want to do is to find, okay, let's hide it for a little bit, because let's say we finished everything with the wavetable that we wanted to do. Now let's open up the browser again, and let's find a compressor. It is if you go in the effects, dynamics and compressor. We're gonna stop this one because some of the voices are really loud. We don't want to go that high. We see we're already clipping 088. So let's play something and we see the graph here. So I'm going to place it on the highest volumes that we see here. Ratio 4:1 will be absolutely fine. And we can lower the attack a little bit, make it a little slower and longer the release. Yeah. So it's going to prevent of like clipping it too much. Now, the first thing that comes to my mind, let's add some reverb. We can do is through the sense where we want to have a nice sound straight away. So we go to reverb and we're going to add the hybrid reverb here. So we have the hybrid reverb. How does it sound like now? add a little vintage style to it. So we have the vintage button here. We cannot press it, but if you press and hold, we can move up and down and change between the types of the vintage sound. Let's go with like an old one. Let's see how it sounds like. Okay, not so bad. We can also play with different impulse responses here. So we can change it to a different one. Whatever suits our needs. Okay, let's leave it like that. Let's add a little bit more of the juiciness, as I call it. Let's add a chorus ensemble. So we can also look for it. Let's say find chorus ensemble. Okay, there we have it. Let's add it after the compressor. Let's leave the compressor as it is at the beginning. And now let's listen to this dry wet 50%. Okay. Add a little bit of feedback. The ensemble sounds a little bit better now. For what I need, of course, if you're designing a different sound, you want to change it slightly, it's up to your preference. So do whatever you feel that makes your perfect sound. And now the last thing I want to add will be an echo, because I want the sound to float from the left to right ear like a ping pong ball, which is the perfect way to describe it, what I want to achieve. So let's go to the ping pong, dry wet a little bit lower, and we're going to put it before the reverb. So we're going to put that through the reverb. And then let's sync it to 1/4, and let's listen to it now. I guess there we have it. We have a little bit of the floating sounds from left to right. We have it all nicely reverbed. We have a delicate sound, sparkly, shimmering, and you can use this for whatever you like some scores, or let's play something here quickly. Not too bad. I like it. Okay, so if you like designing sounds and you probably don't want to miss any of my videos, so please subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you're always up to date and you're not missing out on anything. And I will also link a little playlist here with all the sounds that I did in the past, so you can kind of learn for these as well. Okay, that's it from me for today. Thanks so much for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Cheers!